The Peaburg, the Pits, the Pit, the Peach Pit recap review. The question on everyone's mind. Actually, I don't think too many people's minds. It wasn't mentioned in the comments of the recap, but did he go to the show? Seemed to be a different setting than the usual. Again, 2 nights in a row, we're starting to see a theme. The Met show, he was driving in his car. Last night, he's at a new location. Either that or a new part of his house that he's trying to accent with the recaps. Looked like a hotel to me, but if that's the case, when he went to the show, automatic, like 3 out of 10 for the recap. No mention of being there if he was, which is one of the highlights of any tour. When F. Zappa is there, he gets the full-on in-person critique, talking about people getting hot dogs and drinks and people out of their mind and the lawn and, you know, and the interactions with fans. That's what I enjoy hearing about. But also missed out on there was some sort of Ghost of the Forest, like they accidentally teased the sample at the start of the show. Page pushed the wrong button or something. There was a weird voice talking. No mention of that, but the man loves his 555. That became clear. A fan of 555 would like to hear more of it. Me, not so much. I'm okay with not hearing it again. But also, no more conspiracy theory talk about the YouTube conspiracy, which is Phish deliberately chooses which songs and cuts jams short when it is a webcast. In that case, why play a 5 minute and 55 second 555? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it does actually support the YouTube conspiracy theory, but again, maybe he's staying away from the conspiracies. He doesn't want to get too controversial. I understand. Again, been a long year on that front. One of those F. Zappa knowledge moments, the Fishman shoulder injury. Anybody else know about this? No? Just a specific F. Zappa, the 6th member of the band. I mean, let's call him the 6th member. Yeah, Kuroda's the 5th. Some would say Tom Marshall, Jeff Holdsworth. No, FZ for me. Frankly, I actually think he's a better member of the band than Page. I think he brings more to the table than Page. He has a nicer voice than Page, wears cooler shirts than the chairman of the boards, or Mr. McC, as he coined on the last recap. But not paying too much attention to sample, glazing over that fan, not so favorite, I guess. But theme, didn't give theme its due. Apparently it's a great theme. He wasn't feeling it. A little bit of blowback in the comments on the video, and that's understandable. Theme is a special song for many of us. They usually crush it. He wasn't feeling it, though. And that led to a kind of a second set moment that threw me off guard a little bit. The comment about set placement. 99.65% of the time, this guy is spot on with anything. A few things have been a little bit off the rails, obviously, but ultimately I think he's got good insight. But to say that the songs don't matter when they're played, I thought was just one of those opinions that it's hard to swallow that one, agree with it. Hey, bouncing around the room. Second set opener, that sounds great. Right into Joy. Maybe Miss You after that. No. There's something about set placement. You don't just play certain songs whenever. There's a reason why Carini and Down with Disease and et cetera, come out and open the second set a lot of times. They have a certain feel. There's a reason why they've never opened second set with Waste. Hopefully never will. Good song, but again, it's about the placement, not the song. F. Zappa agreed, but this is the type of discussion that we need within the FZ community. He should be held accountable, but also respected. Hopefully that's what these reviews do. From there, set 2, I felt was a lot of bones, not quite as much meat. There was a Fago moment. Any mention of Fago. Again, another word that's in the FZ dictionary that didn't exist until he started coming up with these videos. King Yem, I like that idea. I feel like it's the song you have to say is your favorite Phish song. It's an incredible song. It's just this beautiful epic. He acknowledged the epicness, but also I like the Frank Zappa moment of silence. I thought that was sweet. But he left unfulfilled the fact that Trey, and I'm not sure what he meant bringing it to like a Zappa level. When Zappa references Zappa, it's this kind of meta self-referential thing that I enjoy. But this time, it's almost like it took some of the spunk out of the YM for him that it didn't have some sort of Zappa guitar soloing. I don't know, but I thought the moment of silence was sweet, and to hear him pay tribute to his namesake. Why not some F Zappa? Any videos about F Zappa? Yeah, I don't know. From there, I guess apparently couch tour stats are a thing for him, which that may have been a little bit of a tease as far as whether or not he was there. He mentioned being on couch tour, which would imply he was not actually there in person. Regardless, 100 couch tour shows. It's a lot of time sitting on your couch listening to Phish. A lot of time. You know, it's roughly 250 to 300 hours. That's 10 to 15 straight days, no sleep worth of couch tour. That's a lot of dedication. A lot of something. Let's call it dedication, but a lot of just the willingness to go through listening to these shows on couch tour to be able to come and give us the insight he does. Say what you will, the man is dedicated, and that shows it right there. Mention the Fishman names, Greasy Physic. That's old school. That's not a 3.0 reference, but the John Sullen Melancholy thing is sticking around. He doesn't seem to be too fond of that. It's kind of one of those, like, in Phish world, when a name changes, the fans still liked. It's like Great Woods. I don't even know what it's called anymore, but we still call it Great Woods. Yep, you sure do. That's what Phish fans do. They cling on to the past for dear life, and anything new that kind of throws them off their nostalgia a little bit. 1.0, 1.0, 1.0. I get it. I know. I don't know if the word chomper was mentioned the entire recap, and I've made it clear how I feel about chomperless recaps. If you got a recap with no chomper talk and no whiteboard, you're up against a pretty steep slope to get to the top of the recap mountain. And I'm not a fan of the Julius encore, and I wish that he had more, smack talk, like for him to put Julius in his place. I know it's a classic, I know it's a standard, but let's hear some chomper talk there. There was a Julius parody, which means there's at least one song that F Zappa has gotten all Weird Al Yankovic on. For me, growing up, Weird Al was a staple, and to think that this man could untap an entire world of Phish parodies, I'll tell you right there, that's a whole possibility. I'm actually working on my own F Zappa tribute / Phish tribute. Waste. Don't want to be a chomper. Selling grilled cheese in the lot. Don't want to be a chomper when I don't know how to stop talking in the middle of the quiet songs. Whatever, you get the idea. But I'm curious what he's got. A little bit too dirty, a little bit too risque. Kind of one of those gas station tapes. Kind of one of those song parodies that just, the X-rated stuff. I'd love to hear what he's got. But obviously he's staying away from any sort of controversy. Who knows what type of profanity or obscenities about who or what he's talking about with Julius. I'm sure it's sweet and kind, but maybe better just to kind of keep that to himself. But again, if there is any sort of unrecorded, unreleased F Zappa Phish parodies, let's start a Kickstarter. Let's do something. Pay the man to release these. I don't know what to do, but ultimately, solid recap, even though there's no chomper talk. There's no whiteboard. Again, we got 3 shows left. The whiteboard showed up, made an appearance, just a little tease. A recap without a whiteboard to me is like a Phish show without Fishman wearing the dress. What's going on? Is it even an actual official review? I don't know. Again, the whiteboard is something that the community just will not let go. We want it. We need it. We're vocal about it. Who knows if we'll see it on the Charleston shows. 3 more to go. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but how do these get up to 9 minutes? How is it that me just talking about this man pushes the 8 or 9 minute mark? And are people still listening? There's 2 people hanging out. I'm amazed. I'm impressed. People still somehow enjoy this, so I still do it regardless of the fact that FZ has not ruined my life, but become my life. There used to be a family in this room. Used to be the laughter of children, and I used to have friends, but I sacrificed that for all 20+ thousand F Zappa videos, which I'm still up to about 18. All right, hit the 10-minute mark. If you've stuck around this long, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but you're devoted, as are F Zappa fans, as is F Zappa. Oh, another thing, the abrupt ending. That wasn't abrupt at all. When he drops the boom, you know what's going to happen. I thought it was a full recap and nothing abrupt about it. Mention a new outro. I'm not on board with that. What's he gonna do? Like yammies, boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka could be good. Kapow pow boom. You know, like no, just stick with boom. It ain't broke. Keep it coming. All right. And we'll go with the boom.